All they do is lie. All they do is lie. And now the lie is in regards to $750 payments to those affected by Hurricane Helene. Let's talk about it. Good morning, peeps. Happy Saturday. There's viral news stories being put out there in regards to the Biden-Harris administration only authorizing $750 payments to those affected by Hurricane Helene. I have consistently said during this election cycle that all Republicans and MAGA nuts do is lie, and all misinformed individuals do is repeat their lies. I want to remind you that there are 435 congressional seats up for grabs. What MAGA nut Republicans who are currently sitting in the House and in the Senate are doing, they are using the devastation of Hurricane Helene to manipulate and spread lies to those who are misinformed or uneducated in how FEMA and disaster relief funds work. They are spreading the lie that it is President Biden and Kamala Harris who's holding back funding to those who are in need, only providing a $750 payment. That is a lie. Congress controls the purse strings. No amount of money gets dispersed without the approval of members of Congress in the House and in the Senate. What MAGA nut Republicans like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump, what they are doing is they are lying and manipulating this situation by blaming President Biden and Kamala Harris for there not being any funding dispersed to those in need. Why? Because they want to make Vice President Kamala Harris look bad. They want to sway votes away from Vice President Kamala Harris. Congress controls the purse strings, and Congress controls how much funding organizations like FEMA get. And before Hurricane Helene hit, they took a vote on whether or not to provide additional funding to FEMA, funding that FEMA has been begging for. They took a vote and they denied to provide any other additional funding to FEMA. Who voted against that additional funding to FEMA? It wasn't Democrats. It was Republicans. And now they've gone on vacation. Congress is on break. And so, nothing is happening to provide additional funding to FEMA in order to help the citizens in need. There are 435 seats up for grabs come November 5th. And I've got a full list of those Republicans who voted no on providing FEMA with additional funding to help the citizens of this country when it comes to catastrophes like Hurricane Helene. Furthermore, getting rid of departments like FEMA, getting rid of departments that provide us with information on impending storms, their size, their strength, when they intend to hit, where they intend to hit, the Hurricane National Center, those types of organizations getting rid of these organizations, these departments within the federal government, that is also a part of Project 2025. So MAGA Republicans cutting funding to FEMA, cutting funding to the National Hurricane Center, all of that is them putting into action Project 2025. I got this article from Newsweek where it lists all of the Republicans, because I told you no Democrats voted to not fund FEMA. All of the Democrats wanted to properly fund FEMA. It was Republicans who voted to not fund FEMA. And here is the full list of those Republicans. Representative James Baird of Indiana, Representative Troy Balderson of Ohio, Representative Aaron Bean of Florida, Representative Andy Biggs of Arizona, Representative Gus Bilirakis of Florida, Representative Dan Bishop of North Carolina, Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado, Representative Mike Bost of Illinois, Representative Josh Breachin of Oklahoma, Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee. Tim Burchett is the one that told us that they will do nothing to stop mass shootings. Representative Eric Burleson of Missouri, Representative Kat Kamak of Florida, Representative Michael Cloud of Texas, Representative Andrew Clyde of Georgia, Representative Mike Collins of Georgia, Representative Eli Crane of Arizona, Representative John Curtis of Utah, Representative Warren Davidson of Ohio, Representative Byron Donalds of Florida, Representative Jeff Duncan of South Carolina, Representative Ron Estes of Kansas, Representative Mike Ezell of Mississippi, Representative Randy Feenstra of Iowa, Representative Brad Finstad of Minnesota, Representative Michelle Fishbach of Minnesota, Representative Russell Fry of South Carolina, Representative Russ Fulcher of Idaho, Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida, Representative Tony Gonzalez of Texas, Representative Bob Good of Virginia, Representative Lance Gooden of Texas, Representative Paul Gosar of Arizona, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Representative Morgan Griffith of Virginia, Representative Michael Guest of Mississippi, Representative Harriet Hagman of Wyoming, Representative Andy Harris of Maryland, Representative Clay Higgins of Louisiana. Clay Higgins is the one that just put out that racist tweet about legal Haitian immigrants living and working in Springfield. Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio, Representative John Joyce of Pennsylvania, Representative Trent Kelly of Mississippi, Representative Darren LaHood of Illinois, Representative Laurel Lee of Florida, Representative Debbie Lasco of Arizona, Representative Greg Lopez of Colorado, Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida, Representative Morgan Luttrell of Texas, Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina, Representative Tracy Mann of Kansas, Representative Thomas Massey of Kentucky, Representative Tom McClintock of California, Representative Rich McCormick of Georgia, Representative Mary Miller of Illinois, Representative Max Miller of Ohio, Representative Corey Mills of Florida, Representative Alex Mooney of West Virginia, Representative Barry Moore of Alabama, Representative Nathaniel Moran of Texas, Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina, Representative Andy Ogles of Tennessee, Representative Gary Palmer of Alabama, Representative Scott Perry of Pennsylvania, Representative Bill Posey of Florida, Representative John Rose of Tennessee, Representative Matt Rosendale of Montana, Representative Chip Roy of Texas, Representative David Schweikert of Arizona, Representative Keith Self of Texas, Representative Victoria Sparks of Indiana, Representative Claudia Tenney of New York, Representative William Timmons of South Carolina, Representative Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, Representative Derek Van Orden of Wisconsin, Representative Mike Waltz of Florida, Representative Randy Weber of Texas, Representative Daniel Webster of Florida, Representative Bruce Westerman of Arkansas, Representative Roger Williams of Texas, and Representative Rudy Yakim of Indiana. Those are all of the congressmen and women that are in the House. Let's move on to the Senate. Senator Marsha Blackburn of Texas, Senator Mike Braun of Indiana, Senator Katie Britt of Alabama, Senator Ted Budd of North Carolina, Senator Mike Crapo of Idaho, Senator Deb Fisher of Nebraska, Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee, Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Senator Mike Lee of Utah. Senator Mike Lee was the one that was caught on video telling his constituents that they would absolutely get rid of Medicare and Social Security. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas, Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma was the one that was going to go at it with the Teamsters president during one of the hearings, right? This is the time, this is the place. Remember that little showdown where Bernie Sanders had to interject and let them know that we are adults and we are in a professional government hearing? Yeah. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, we all know Rand Paul. Yeah, we still mad at his neighbor for not finishing the job. Senator Pete Ricketts of Nebraska, Senator James Risch of Idaho, Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri, Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina. I just love you, Donald Trump. Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. Those are all the senators that voted against funding FEMA that would have gone a long way to help those who are current in desperate need of assistance. These are the individuals that are stopping you from getting assistance. They did not care. They did not care about your need, American citizens. They care about Project 2025 and implementing what is in Project 2025. They care about supporting Donald Trump. And if that means busting up all of government, then so be it. They do not care about you, American taxpayers. They do not care about you. 435 seats are up. Voting has consequences. Make sure you're choosing wisely. Now, President Biden has recognized that there is a desperate need and wants to call back Congress off of their vacation so that they can vote to fund FEMA so FEMA can help the citizens of this country. Newsweek reports in this article, President Joe Biden said Monday he may call Congress back into session during a break to pass emergency supplemental funding, as some lawmakers from states hit by Helene have urged. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has said that FEMA funding included in the stopgap spending bill approved last week was sufficient and that there is no need for lawmakers to return early. Mayorkas, who's over Homeland Security, was quoted as saying, "We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting, and FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season." And so from that point, MAGA Republicans started blaming Joe Biden for sitting on funding, or blaming Joe Biden for mishandling funds and this and that and yada, 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 which is all lies. It's all lies. But meanwhile, while FEMA is screaming that they don't have enough money to help American citizens who are in desperate need right now, and Joe Biden wants to call back Congress, Mike Johnson says, FEMA funding included in the stopgap spending bill approved last week is sufficient and that there is no need for lawmakers to return early. So, yeah, he doesn't want to call back lawmakers because this little problem that they have created, it does make President Biden look bad, especially when you got content creators out here jumping up on camera who are ignorant to how our government works. Congress controls the purse. Congress approves funding for each and all of our departments that then disperse funding to American citizens in need. So when you see Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump and Paul Gosar and Clay Higgins and Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham, when you see them all out there spreading this lie, ask them why they didn't vote to fund FEMA. It's their job to do that. November 5th will soon be here. Elections have consequences. Make sure you vote wisely.